Y'all ready to rock and roll today? Okay, hopefully all this works out okay. I'm so excited. I want to do Ruby Weapon so badly. I watched a video on it and it looks pretty straightforward. I think I should get my Murder Tales probably the first. Just in case Ruby Weapon is on Murder Tales. Which it probably won't be, but I'm hopeful that it could be on Murder Tales. So... let's get Murder Tales first, and then do Ruby Weapon. Because I'm just hopeful that it will be on Murder Tales. That would make my life a lot easier if it were. It might not be, but it would make my life so much easier if it were. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing good. I wasn't able to stream on Tuesday because I had a bout of chronic insomnia and didn't sleep for 24 plus hours, and that was fun. Sort of. Maybe. No. Yeah, so I didn't sleep for 24 hours. Actually, maybe a little bit over 24 hours, yeah. I tried, it didn't work, and then I started listening to YouTube. Oh, yeah, I had to have help with that. I couldn't do that. Good luck on that, love. Yeah. I don't know, have you ever, like, okay, so because I've chronic insomnia a lot, so I was listening to YouTube because I couldn't sleep, right? And I was disassociating a lot, and do you ever, like, disassociate, and then, like, you're listening, so YouTube was, like, going into autoplay, right? And I was disassociating, so I didn't realize it, and then apparently I was disassociating for, like, 3 hours because my brain was just fried, because I only came to consciousness when I was, like, the autoplay said something so wrong that I was like, that's not right, and then I was like, oh, fuck, it's been 3 hours. That was fun. Staring at the wall for 3 hours. In not awake but not asleep mode. Oh, I thought they were doing something clever with their glamour. They actually were. Okay. They were not. Alright, let's start a Ruby Weapon farm party. Who wants in? Let me try FC. Hello, Violet! The sky was all violets. I don't know what kind of loony bin did the 3 hours 72. It just, I just like, somebody said something very inaccurate. Although I did learn that Patrick Stump has been in an episode of House MD, and that has no value, that's no value of information whatsoever, but it was very interesting to me. Violet, do you want in on this Ruby Weapon farm party? Let's go. Let me invite people. Why is Ambrose offline? Get back online, Ambrose. Wait, no, you're in the middle of a tower. I'm gonna invite you anyway, Tori. Okay. I'm gonna invite Ambrose. I know he's not here, but I know he was also had interest, so I'm inviting Ambrose. He's AFK right now, but he's voiced interest. So the need to invite him is, hairstyle. I could, oh, Violet, that's you! You changed your hair! I like it, it's very cool. I didn't realize that was you! I'm so used to your other hairstyle. That's actually a very cool hairstyle. I was just gonna be like, hello random stranger, I like your hairstyle. But that's Violet, that's a cool Violet hairstyle. Alright, anybody else on, or should we just start the party? I say we start the party finder and just wait it out. Alright, we all good for party finder? I'm just gonna start the party finder because it's gonna take a while. Actually, wait, let me get this all set up first. Party. First come, first serve. Yep, that's what I wanted. Okay, party finder. Actually, wait, is anybody doing, oh no, they're requiring duty complete already and I don't have it complete. I did watch a guide, but I don't have it completed yet, so, yeah, it's not happening. Because they're requiring things to be completed. So we're gonna recruit our own party. I guess it's technically in raids. Yeah, anyway, no. Well, it looks really good, Violet. It looks really, really good. I don't know. Maybe it's in trials then. Okay. Yeah, it's in trials. There we go. Okay, so we have that. Okay, well if we already have a tank and healer, then we don't really need, I'm just gonna... Because apparently for Cinder Drift, the guide I saw, you at least need one tank and one healer. But there is like a thing where you kind of need, let's do 560. Yeah, so there is like a mechanic that like, you know, you do need two tanks, but like apparently if you're all 90, like 1 DPS can sort of take that. All right. Party recruitment has commenced. That would be us, right? Yeah, we're here. A lot of people doing Cloud Deck. Yeah, this person's just like one. I'm like, I don't know. Why do I not see us up? Ah, there we are. Ooh, somebody joined. Hello. Hello, Noelle, 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 Noelle. Hello, 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 Noelle. 'Tis good to see you. We're about to farm ruby weapon. I think we're all probably gonna die a bit, but I think we'll be fine. A-okay. Did I get ruby weapon for my thing? I probably did not get it for Murder Tales. I got Hades, I did not get ruby weapon. Okay, well, you know, it was a shot in the dark, but I was hopeful. It is nice to have you here, Noelle. I like that I can say your name like Dolly Parton's Jolene. So I was gonna do like my whole Etsy store thing the other day, but Etsy is being a butt and not taking my information. So I have not been able to get my Etsy store up and running because Etsy is being a butt. I don't know if it's a server issue or what, but they're being a butt. So I'm waiting on it to see if it's a server issue, and then if it's not a server issue, I might either have to do a different site or try something else. So I might do a different site because there's a lot of sites where you can like sell stuff like that. So I might do a different application or something like that. Yeah. Just checking to see if Maple was behind me. I was gonna try to get her to come up and say hi if she was behind me, but I think she left. Oh my god, my dress has like a clasp in the back, but like on a really awkward part of my back. Trying to like either clasp it or make it not do that. This dress like shows my back, but it's in like a weird spot because the dress is like too big for me. It's my sister Grace's dress, and she's a lot taller than me. Well, not that much taller than me, but like it's definitely meant to be worn with heels. But she's taller enough than me that like, yeah. I'm not getting this clasp. Okay. While we wait, oh my god. Do you ever write notes and then realize you can't read them? These are my notes for like things to do for my glamour page, and I can't read them. Like, what is this? Oh yeah, the ruins. I can't figure out the lasers in the third dungeon in Tower of Fantasy. I think it needs to be multiplayer. I think you need to be in a party to do it. Because I can't figure out how to get past those lasers. I eventually just gave up because I just was dying constantly and it was a problem. That's a treasure map? Okay. I mean, maybe. I've grinded up to a bit of a higher level now. But yeah. Ooh, we're getting a lot of people. I like the salty sweet roll name. Yeah, I can't read my fucking notes at all. Like, ever. Alright, thank you, Noelle. Very kind of you. Alright, if we have to wait, I might wait for like one more person to come in. But if we have to wait, we shall continue our reading of extinct countries. Alright, the Atlas of Extinct Countries while we wait in Party Finder. Dahomey, circa 1600 to 1904. Population, 30,000 in 1700. Capital, Abomi. Language, Fawn. Currency, cowrie shells. Cause of death, the scramble for Africa. Today, Benin. The Amazons of Greek myth were intended as a cautionary tale, a warning against messing with the patriarchal status quo. Look what happened to them, extinct. That's what you get for role reversal and not sticking to gender norms. Pass me that papyrus, Socrates. I want to write an angry play about feckless millennials, etc., and so on, down through the ages. Dubiously motivated myths aside, we have more recent, real-life versions of the Amazons, the West African kingdom of Dahomey, unique for boasting a substantially female army. The origins of these warriors, or mothers as they call themselves, is disputed. Like a lot of African history, it has to be filtered through accounts of visitors who are racist, misogynistic, sleazy, or more often, a charming combination of all three. The one story has the king of Dahomey praising his wives for a successful elephant hunt, and them responding that a nice manhunt would be even better. Another suggests that a depleted army was padded out with women to make it look bigger, but that those women turned out to be much better soldiers than the men. Which isn't disputed is that by the 18th century they numbered in the thousands. They were fierce and terrifying, and needs be, according to one French observer, they could tear apart a cow in less time than it would take a European abattoir. Their harsh military training was typical of a country that seems to have enjoyed making life difficult for itself. The woman would run through great big piles of 2-inch long azalea thorns, and they'd do some mime fighting, which, like all mime, would have been annoying. After that, they'd run through another pile of thorns just to prove a point. The reward for completing this would be a belt, which seems nice. Everyone likes a fierce belt, except the belts were made out of a load more thorns. Finally, they'd get to practice insensitivity training by throwing baskets of prisoners off of high walls. One snooty early visitor criticized the woman for shooting their imported vintage muskets from the hip, somehow missing the point that this is obviously the most stylish way to shoot your imported vintage musket. It is important to note that Dahomey wasn't entirely some proto-feminist nation. The forcibly conscripted soldiers, some as young as 8, were technically all married to the king, and their main purpose, the main purpose of the whole country really, was to help keep a booming slave trade ticking along. Every year, Dahomey would go to war on some flimsy pretext, usually an imaginary insult to the king's mother. But the real business was capturing human beings to sell, the hot commodity of the day. Black Sparta, as it came to be known in England, made its neighbors' lives hell for over a century and a half. But eventually Dahomey ran up against the colonizing French, who had machine guns, and most of the Amazons were massacred in a series of bloody battles towards the end of the 19th century. Though a few warriors evaded death and then stealthily substituted themselves for the civilian Dahomey women already captured by French soldiers, whose throats they then slit in their beds. Okay. Probably lies. Dahomey's name was supposedly a bad gag. Sometime around the early 1600s, the king Dakudunu demanded a chunk of forest savanna from a rival chieftain. The chieftain, unimpressed, replied, "Should I open my belly and build you a house in it?" In an impressive demonstration of taking things much too literally, Dakudunu insisted, disemboweling him, and started to build a place right there in his entrails, giving the new kingdom the name Dahomey, which his native language breaks down as Dan, chief, Zo, belly, and me inside of. Like all of origin stories, it is most certainly a crock created to give a latter number of rules superior's legitimacy. Well, people left the party now. What's that about? Oh, no, they came back. I'm just reading this while we wait. I mean, what? Like, I'm just reading while we wait. The extinct countries. We still need like one more DPS. Yeah. Alright. The most serene Republic of Venice. Population 180,000. Capital Venice. Languages: Italian, Venetian. Currency: Venetian ducat lira. Cause of death: Napoleon. Today part of Italy. In January 2018, 4 Japanese students sat down at a restaurant in Venice and ordered lunch. The bill came to 1,100 euros. When the story went viral, the Venetian tourist authorities pulled their best Claude Rains in Casablanca faces. I'm shocked to find that people are being overcharged in this establishment, and slapped the restaurant with a steep fine to ensure it would never happen again. 6 months later, a nearby cafe hit the news when it charged a tourist 43 euros for 2 coffees and some water. A more honest reaction might have been a shrug and a wave towards Venice's glorious 800-year history of ripping people off. I wrote you a long letter from Venice, but the laudable love of gain, which burns with zealous heat in the breast of every Italian, caused the hotel keeper to charge the postage and throw the letter in the fire together with several others. This was Mary Shelley complaining of being fleeced back in the 19th century. Charging an extortionate prices is what had made the city the most powerful maritime republic in the world. It started off with salt. When their salt ponds flooded, the Venetians had to start importing it. The city paid well, and so local merchants eagerly sailed off to collect the stuff. But in the process, they brought other exotic items back with them, and quickly discovered that they could make a boatload more money acting as the middleman, buying low from the east and selling it high to the west or vice versa, than in producing the goods themselves. There were other countries that got sidetracked by religious and ethnic strife, and the Serene Republic kept its eyes on the prize: naked capitalism. The Venetians nobled competitors. Oh, okay. We got one more, so we're doing this. Alright, let me do a ready check. Violet. Violet. I'm just gonna annoy Violet because she's not. Violet, ready check. I'm annoying you. There we go. Just be annoying Violet into doing this. Alright. Alright, so the snack size doesn't need a glib. Let's go! Mecha battles, mecha battles, mecha battles, mecha battles, mecha battles, mecha battles. Let's do this. I want my mech battles! Okay. Oh! Oh! with that development. Well, love, I am certainly happy with that development. I feel overdressed now. Thank you, Chain-Smoking Moira! Oh, the king has arrived! Hello! Alright, I'm taking south, so I'm right here. I'm gonna stay right here. I'll be fine. Alright, first run, let's go. I'm gonna zoom way out so I can see what the fuck we're doing. How are you today, Chain-Smoking Moira? How's life on your end? How are your dogs doing? Or your dog? How's he doing? How your pitties doing? Oh, right, it's just me. We got a lot of res mages though, so I'm feeling good. Okay. Trying to remember how this works. Right, so we go here, go like the center, right? Kinda, okay, I didn't do the movement right. I tried. I'm gonna follow Iris, yeah. Yep, nope, follow my girlfriend. Get them up, we need our res mages up. Okay, well a lot of that was survivable. So, like, it wasn't ideal, but it was survivable. Okay, which one is this? Which one are we in? Oh! I thought there were AoEs. Okay, no, those are the AoEs. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. Well, we're not doing horribly. We could be doing better. Yeah, they're probably waiting to get to the second phase. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm doing okay. I had like a bout of insomnia like on Monday and Tuesday where I didn't sleep for 24 hours. But other than that, I'm fine. Sometimes I think my body's just trying to like reset itself. Because like after that I was able to sleep really well and it actually felt really good. So like it was the best sleep I've had in a while. So like I think my body's just trying to reset itself. But like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the 24 hours is not that bad. Cause like, I've gone like, oh, this is wonderful. Is it gonna be grosser? Cause it's on extreme? No, it's about the same, actually, now I think about it. Okay. But like when I was younger, I used to go like a week and a half without sleeping or like almost 2 weeks without sleeping. So like 24 hours is nothing. Hey Violet, could you get me up? Yes, we're dying. But hopefully we'll start out at the second phase. Is Maple back? I was hoping Maple would be back. Okay, good. We do start at the second phase. I went out and I had like a really good ride yesterday. I got to desensitize Bear a bit to seeing horses canter, which was great. Okay. Keep them away from each other. Well, if I have aggro on that, I'm just gonna have to take it over here. Alright, we got this. Look away! Yes! Fuck yes! Hell fucking yes! Another one done! Okay. I am Loot Master. Who wants these chakrams? What do they look like? I want to get all the ruby weapons. But it's not crucial. I guess just give them to those. This is the ruby. I'm gonna take that. Okay. Alright, so the person over there is gonna switch to Reaper. Yeah. Alright, let me repair my gear. Woo! That was actually not that bad. That was not that bad. I thought that was gonna be a lot worse. Let me just, alright. This person's, I thought I put Loot Master in Party Finder, but I guess I did not. guess I did not, so yeah. My bad. You did? They just can't read? Alright. I was wondering if I was having a moment. You know, sometimes I'd be dumb. I don't know. Sometimes I'd be dumb. I just roll with it. We all have a moment, you know. Sometimes I'd be dumb. I don't know. I just roll. I mean, usually I would do like Throwback Thursday today, but I really just wanted to farm ruby weapons, so that's what we're doing. I was like, you know what? I love the weapons from Ruby Weapon. Like, I really want the Warrior Axe. Like, particularly. But yeah, like, I like the weapons, I like what Ruby Weapon drops, so, yeah, I'm gonna follow my girlfriend here. She's got good raid sense. If you're in doubt, follow Atori. Atori has the best raid sense. South, right? Yeah. Ow. Oh wait, I want to drop these. Let's get Violet up first. Hang with me. Alright, got the other person up. Got 2 res mages up. And if they accepted the res before this cutscene, hopefully they can regain some of their mana while this is happening. Some of their like MP. I'm a good healer, I promise. I'm a good micromanager. I have to take my medication while I'm half asleep. I can do this. And all the pill bottles look the same, but they all have different child locks. Although, my antidepressants, the clinical name for them looks a lot like ectoplasm, and I can't wait to find some, okay, where is, let me get this person up. Just working on our DPS. Which one is on me? Okay. Ooh! What the fuck was that? Was that the that was like the ram thing, right? Okay, well, they got that. We got this. Get me up. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't planning on just wiping. Alright, I guess we're just wiping then. Hello, Inuyasha Nero! How are you today? Alright, let's do this. I feel like I should switch to something sexy. Everyone's wearing something sexy. I feel like I should just switch to something. Ah, yes, I feel that. I had an insomniatic episode on Monday and Tuesday where I didn't sleep for 24 hours, so I feel you with my heart and my soul there, Inuyasha Nero. I hope it is a very decent passing out. I hope that the passing out was therapeutic and cathartic. And not a clusterfuck of unseen proportions. If you're up for it. If you're not up for it, no worries though. Alright, ruby bow and a weapon coffer. What does the bow look like? That's kind of cute. I don't think I'd ever use it though. I don't play Bard enough. I guess I'll give it to them. I'm gonna take this though. Again, I really want the warrior axe, so we're gonna roll with that. I'm just gonna stick it in my saddlebag. There's Ambrose! He's actually here. He was like, I want to run Ruby Weapon, and now he's just AFK. Ambrose! Ambrose! Wake up! Okay. Alright, we're gonna wait for Inuyasha Nero then. Oh, we're already at 8. Alright, well then I guess we'll do another run, and when somebody leaves we can get Inuyasha. Oh! I mean, yeah, okay. Wait, no, somebody was gonna leave, okay, but then, yeah. Oh, okay, somebody left, so we'll get Inuash and Nero when they come back. Yeah, we'll just wait for, showing off your diamond. I need to get that one too. Alright, so when Inuash and Nero is done, I'll invite them. Yeah. I have my Just Love Pity mugs. If anybody needs to order coffee, this is a good company to order from. This G&H company, because they do like coffee. They're in California, but they do coffee, and you can order online from them. And the money from their business goes to like funding pit bull rescue. So yeah, I don't drink coffee, but my family does. So, but yeah, the money from them goes to like pit bull rescue. So pretty good. Good use. Apparently it's good coffee because my family likes it. I can't drink coffee because I'm an insomniac. I mean, yeah, I figured as much. I figured it would be horrible dropping them out. I mean, to be fair, like Crown of the Immaculate was also pretty horrible at dropping them out. Oh, somebody else left the party. Oh, that's fine. They were kind of, Try to get Ambrose in. Wake up, Ambrose! Dude, we're farming ruby weapon. Alright, getting Inuash and Nero in the party. Are you on? Maybe not yet. I'll wait for you to get on. I feel the need to change into something sexy while we wait. Alright, you're all good, Inuash and Nero. I'm kind of waiting for Ambrose to wake up too. He said he wanted to do ruby weapon. Okay, let's change to our Hello Nurse outfit. I feel out of place, so we're gonna go with the sexy stuff. That's an Animaniacs reference, by the way. It's an old school Animaniacs reference. Cause, yeah. I put this on the Eorzean Glamour page too. I put this on the Glamour collection. Although I need to put more tank stuff up there because I feel like there's a lot of healer and caster stuff up there. Majority of what I play. I feel like on the Eorzean Glamour Collection, you can tell who plays what by like the majority of the glamours they have up. Did y'all see the new glamours that are coming with Island Sanctuaries though? We're gonna get some new short options and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for more short options. I do also, I want to make, I think this hat is very like, yeah, you can have a backpack. I think that's kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm worried about like the clipping with the backpack. That's the main thing. Like I'm worried about the clipping with the backpack. Because like the backpack is like cool, but like how does it match with other glamours? The crafted gear for ninja and I think samurai looks amazing though. Like that top looks fucking awesome. And then I want to get the hat for Red Mage. No, I want to get the hat for Caster just for a different type of glam. Because I have a glam concepts that I like. But like the new crafted gear for like the chest piece for Ninja and like Samurai looks fucking awesome. I do need to like update my gear for Samurai too if I'm going to be kind of trying to get better at it. So like, yeah, like it looks freaking amazing. I don't usually touch crafted gear because like it's usually fucking expensive. Oh, there's Inuash and Nero. Let's invite them. Looking good, looking good. How are you so good at character creation? Okay, let's do a ready check. I think Ambrose is still AFK. Yep, Ambrose is still AFK. Lovely. Alright, ready check. Alright, one of the DPSs is gonna have to play tank. Or, not play tank, but like pretend to be a tank. Why is my second monitor not working? Come on, second monitor, load up. You can do it. You can do it! You can do it! Alright, well we're just gonna passively work on that. Come on! There we go. Let's go kick some ass! I now look sexy too. My Animaniacs referenced outfit. I like that we're all wearing the same top. It's just like the most recent sexy top, right? Yeah, so I'm taking south. I don't know what coordinates everybody wants, but I'm gonna try taking south and see how that goes. Is there a reason they're just sitting here? Okay, come on, let's go. Well, what's going on? What's happening? It's okay. I mean, it's not like anything we can't recover from. I was just like, what? I think it was just a moment of confusion. Okay, so we want inner circle. I'm gonna go sit with my girlfriend. I trust her. Ooh, yeah. Tori. We got this. We just gotta make it to the second phase, and then we'll be good. Which are we working with here? Oh. That, yeah, that's gonna kill me. Alright, the other one I was good at. This is the different one. So there's like two, and then one of them is different, one of them is not different. Okay. Yeah, right, there's two. I need to get better at this one. Because I was pretty good at the other one, I just need to get better at this one. So yeah, if I can kind of... Because he said he wanted to join. Wake up, Ambrose! I mean, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Fine. Ambrose is probably working, it's fine. Oh, I pulled it! I am so sorry! I thought it- nope, that's my bad. I'm sorry. I was autopiloting. I apologize there. I guess I'll change this guy. They need to get moved, right? Okay, no. Or the other guy's also getting tanked. I need him to go make sure this guy's okay. That DPS. Inuyasha Nero's tanking it, so I'm gonna put some stuff there. Just make sure they're okay. Violet's down. Let's get Violet up. Alright, now become a glare mage! Yeah, I might grab another person just so we can have that limit break free. Look away! Oh, the dragon's here. First come, first serve. I'm getting that. Who wants the chakrams? I'm gonna give them to this guy because they've been very oh no, they left. Well, okay, I'll give Inuasha Nero the chakrams. I'm gonna take that though. I know there were some people who wanted mats. Okay, first come, first serve. So that's me. Violet's next. Alright. Alright, you gotta step out? Alright, that's cool. I'll just, I'm gonna put us back in Party Finder. So, step out if you need to. Let me just really quick switch over to Warrior. Alright. Back to White Mage. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, let me just get us back in Party Finder. Okay, cool. Let us continue our reading of the Atlas of Extinct Countries while we wait. We were in the middle of talking about how expensive Venice is. It started off with salt. When their salt ponds flooded, the Venetians had to start importing it. The city paid well, so local merchants eagerly sailed off to collect the stuff, but in the process, they brought exotic items back with them, and quickly discovered that they could make a boatload more money acting as the middleman. Did someone join? Someone joined. Waiting for a few more people. Where other countries got sidetracked by religious and ethnic strife, the Serene Republic kept its eyes on the prize, naked capitalism. The Venetians nobled competitors, they set up some of the earliest banks, they sold the first coffee in Europe. Moneylenders banned in most places could operate in the city with impunity. The head of state, the Doge, had all the usual spiritual trappings, but was really the head of Venice Inc., presiding over an aristocratic boardroom. A merchant fleet of some 1,500 ships helped this country-shaped company to gradually expand as far as Padu, Vicenia, and Cyprus. For the most part, though, the Republic grew not through conquest, but sheer reliability. Venetian contracts were more dependable, and their networks better than those of their competitors. Given the choice, they'd rather stay friendly with the neighbor, all the better to bleed their wallets. The studied neutrality was so great for business that it came back to bite them. When Venice tried to stay on good trading terms with Napoleon's France, as well as his bitter enemy Austria, it only succeeded in annoying both sides. With 11 boats in Venice's official navy at this point, Bonaparte marched in unopposed, the panicked Doge abdicated, and the Republic was carved up by Austrians and the French. Venice Inc. found itself the victim of hostile takeover. Alright. Oh, you have the boar mount? Oh my god! You have the boar mount! That takes a lot of fates. God damn. You're all good, Inuasha Nero. You're all good. Wait, I want to see what the Gwibber mount looks like. Because it's new, right? Yeah. Dragons! Oh, it's a little red dragon! Look at the dragon! I can't believe you have the boar mount, though. That, like, takes so much grinding. Oh my god, the amount of fake grinding. Yeah, so Violet's next for the boar mount. Violet's next for the ruby mount. And then, Tori, do you need the ruby mount? I think you... Yeah. I like this ruby mount a lot. God damn, that's pretty. Alright, so yeah, Tori's after Violet. And then it would be Cypher and Salty. Then, Rakio and then, oh, nope. That person left the party. That's fun. Okay. Alright, the Golden Kingdom of Cilia. Population 2 million in the 8th century. Capital, Gyeongju. Language, Old Korean. Currency, Ashuan. Cause of death, an obsession with class. Today, part of North and South Korea. As origin stories go, it's not totally convincing. Villagers see an eerie light one evening and head off to investigate. They find a giant red egg, out of which hatches a bouncing baby with a radiant visage. The glowing infant is anointed as a future monarch, the first of a line that will last for centuries. A kingdom is born. Nearby animals start to dance Disney style. Historians tend not to accept the egg-based explanations for the birth of countries, and a more likely story is that Cilia, literally meaning encompassing the 4 directions, by its virtuous achievements, evolved from one of 12 city-states that dominated the Korean peninsula 2,000 years ago. Well-stocked burial mounds tell us that the kingdom gradually grew an extensive trading network, stretching as far as the Middle East, and that the citizens of Cilia really liked whacking great piles of gold, hence Bling Golden Kingdom nickname. But beyond that, details get vague. One thing we do have is a fairly complete list of the kingdom's rulers, which is where Cilia managed an inadvertently progressive achievement. The kingdom based its entire society on bone rank, like a royal bloodline but more extreme. Your bone rank dictated the colors you wore, the maximum dimensions of your house, your job, and pretty much everything else. The top rank, sacred bone, meant that you were descended from the royal line on both sides. Beneath that was true bone, bit shabbier, one side royal, one side noble, and after that a variety of non-bone ranks of diminishing importance. Only those from the sacred bone caste could sit on the throne. This ultra-rigid hierarchy ran into a problem halfway through the 7th century, when there were suddenly no more sacred bone males left. The country had to choose between having a female ruler, not a thing in this part of the world had ever considered back then, or lowering the entry requirements. They decided gender mattered slightly less than class, so in 632 CE, Senoduk, the daughter of King Jinpeg, was crowned queen. Said to be wise enough to predict the arrival of an enemy army because she'd seen some frogs, she was so beautiful that when she met a peasant with an unrequited crush on her, his heart exploded into flames, burning down a royal pagoda, which is the kind of embarrassing social death we can all identify with. This aside, by 643 CE, Cilia found itself besieged. The peninsula was divided into 3 warring kingdoms: Cilia, Baekje, and Goryeo. Queen Seonduk sent an envoy to China to ask the Tang Emperor for help. Emperor Taizong's reply was a patronizing mansplain. It seemed obvious, he argued, that things were out of balance in Cilia. The heavenly principles of the hard male yang and the soft female yin meant that any right-thinking person would realize that a woman were subordinate, and this is why Cilia's enemies were giving it such grief. A solution, Taizong went on to suggest, might be for him to send a man over to rule in Seoduk's place. To Seoduk's credit, she somehow refused this idea politely enough that the alliance was later agreed, and over subsequent years, Cilia successfully conquered its 2 rivals, unifying the Korean peninsula for the first time. Moreover, Seonduk achieved the ultimate accolade for any great leader. She made it into civilization, I think that's 5 1/6? Well, the expansion path still counts, which is something Taizong never managed. I like that it's like, oh, I'm gonna be on for a while. I'm running this until everybody gets their mount. So, you know, if when you come back, you know, just, when you come back, feel free to enter through Party Finder or whatever, let me know. Seoduk also built the first dedicated astronomical observatory in the Far East, Chernozemla, which still stands today, though because it predates telescopes by 1,000 years, the actual observatory element is basically a hole to look out of. Cilia had 2 subsequent queens until nobility decided that maybe keeping women in their place was more important than class after all, and let the sacred bone requirement slide. The rest of the bone rank system remained in place. The increasing frustration this caused at all levels of society kept from the advancement by their birth probably contributed to the kingdom's fall after 1,000 years, when it splintered back into 3 separate kingdoms. That is awesome! Hello, Lloyd! Do you want to come farm Ruby Weapon with us? Lloyd! Hello! We're just waiting in Party Finder while I read about, Atlas of Extinct Countries. To just pass the time. We got to, like, I wish that the ruler of Cilia, like Sanduk, she should have her own series. Because that's fucking badass. Like, even though there's, like, a really bad, yeah, okay, cool. We're in Party Finder, so just look us up. But yeah, like, even though she, like, you know, even though they had, like, this, like, horrible class system, like, that should be a series. Like, that should be a mini-series. Like, come on. We should have a mini-series about Sanduk and the whole, like, fucking bone rank thing. That's, like, bizarre as hell. Okay, next up. Mercia, I can't say that name. Population 5 million. Capital, variously Gujarat, Samarkand, Ganza, and Tabak. Languages, Persia, Kipchak. Currency, Dracham. Cause of death, total lack of manners. Today, Iran, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, roughly. Passports are important. Some people will go to insane, nation-crippling lengths just to ensure they're the correct color. Genghis Khan took them more seriously. One surviving example of a Mongol passport, a small metal disc, reads, "I am the emissary of the Khan. If you defy me, you die." Another is even more succinct, "Let pass or die." If you were ruling a country back in the 13th century and a guy turned up carrying one of these, then you would have to be a colossal idiot to ignore the warning. Shah al-Din Muhammad was that colossal idiot. Of all the deceased countries in this book, it's hard not to feel Khazarma had it coming. Covering a large chunk of Asia, the Shah's empire rivaled Genghis's in size, if not in original nuance. Relations between the two were frosty from the start, but in an out-of-character move, Genghis came looking for peace and trade, having had his fill of pillaging absolutely everything he could see. He sent Muhammad a friendly note. "I am the sovereign of the sunrise, and you are the sovereign of the sunset." While geographically accurate, this could also read as not very subtle diss, and did not go down well. Yay, lights here! Muhammad sent Genghis a slightly crap present of some silk, the equivalent of the time of Obama awkwardly gifted Gordon Brown a box of DVDs. Privately, Genghis was sniffy. Does the man imagine we've never seen stuff like this? But he didn't let on. He dispatched an envoy, Muhammad Yalkovik, with a huge gold nugget and an oral message, this time referred to the Shah as my son. This also failed to go down well. The Shah accused Yalkovik of being a spy, but Yalkovik fast-talked his way out of it, flattering it with tales of how tiny and useless the Mongol army was compared to the forces of Khazar Mera. Muhammad let the envoy go, but continued to secretly siege. Then a huge Mongol trading caravan turned up in the city of Artabar. Over 400 merchants with 500 camels and another 100 cavalry. The caravan sought to let Khazar to lift an embargo on a cloth. Mongolia had a cloth shortage, which is serious when your entire civilization is tent-based. Muhammad didn't lift the embargo. In fact, he went slightly further than that. He ordered every last one of the merchants killed, and once again accusing them of being spies. One man, who happened to be taking a bath at the time, managed to escape the massacre. He fled back home to report it. Unbelievably, Genghis Khan, not a man famous for his live and let live attitude, took the news in his stride and offered the Shah a diplomatic get-out. He dispatched a party of 3 to explain his proposal, declare it was all a demented mistake on the part of the city's governor, hand him over and everything would be fine. The Shah responded by killing the head of the mission on the spot and sending the other 2 back with their beards burned off. At this point, an ambassador turned up to let the Shah know. His research suggested that actually this Genghis man and his Mongols were absolutely not to be messed with. The Shah presumably pulled a whoops face. Genghis' next message was to the point. You kill my men and my merchants, and you take from them my property. Prepare for war. I am coming against you with a host you cannot withstand. Yeah, you don't want to piss off Genghis Khan. That's a really great way to lose your entire system. In addition to the ludicrous spies claims, the Shah also moaned that he had been addressed by the wrong title, which hints at what a touchy brat he was. The Shah proved no better at war than he was at diplomacy. He hid at the back of a badly controlled troops because he'd been spooked by the predictions of his astrologer. And like most astrologers, this one was right on the money. Tarzan was toast. Alright. The next segment of Atlas of Extinct Countries is called Puppets and Political Footballs. So we'll see. Let me just check our party finder standings. Come on. Yeah, we're just waiting. Hang on, let me edit this real quick. Okay, there we go. Just, you know, whatever you want to be, essentially. Alright, the Republic of Formosa. Population 3 million. Capital Taipei. Language Taiwanese, Formosan, Hakka. Currency Qing Dynasty coinage. Cause of death hopeless president Japan. Today, now Taiwan, officially part of the Republic of China. Some nation states, even massive ones like China, are so weirdly insecure that they get anxious if, say, your contents list happens to contain the name of a country they don't officially recognize as ever having existed. To the extent that they'll refuse to print your book and you'll have to go and get it done in Slovenia instead. Slovenia, being part of the Balkans, inevitably has slightly more adult level of acceptance about what the confusing nature of the existence than one indivisible China. Okay. The irony here is that we're not talking about the perennial hot potato of Tibet, but about a republic whose sole aim was to remain a part of China, the exact opposite of the island's political struggles today. The name Formosa dates back to the mid-16th century, when a Portuguese trading vessel, blown off course by a typhoon, sailed past the island's eastern coast. One of its crew, struck by the impressive landscape, referred to it as Villa Formosa, a beautiful island, and the name stuck. Later it became a Dutch colony and then part of the Chinese Empire. In the West, it briefly hit headlines when Frenchman Georges Palmaser published an historical and geographical description of Formosa, 1704, detailing the island's bizarre customs. London society lapped up this lurid description of how Formosans, who spent all their time naked, lived off a diet of serpents, and how the men would eat their wives if they were unfaithful, all while priests sacrificed 18,000 young boys every year. Plus, everyone lived underground in huge circular houses. It's important to note that every single thing in Palmer's book is bullshit. Oh, they left. Alright, so long, Iris. Hopefully it'll still be going. I want to get Violet the mount. That's my goal. I want to get Violet the mount. If I can at least get Violet the mount, it'll still be going. Alright. Everything in Paulser's book is bullshit. In real life, by the 19th century, Formosa was struggling. A backwater of the Chinese Empire, it attracted the calibre of an administrator who today you'd find running a privatized train company. Corruption and inefficiency were epidemic, and the mainland wasn't doing so well itself. China and Japan had gone to war over Korea, and China had lost badly. The Treaty of Shimonoseki was humiliating peace Japan forced upon them, demanding, among other things, Formosa. Palmer tried the same trick when he first turned up in England by recounting equally unlikely stories of his travels in Ireland. but he found a few too many people already knew what Ireland was like. Perhaps most impressively, he may even managed to teach a totally made-up Formation language at Oxford University. The leader of the Chinese delegation tried to persuade Japan that they really didn't want it, arguing that the island was riddled with malaria and opium addiction. Japan saw through this brilliant ploy and stuck to their guns. A date was set for handing over the territory over. Predictably, a lot of the Formosans felt badly sold out by their motherland, and local elites rebelled. The reluctant governor, Tang, refused a declaration of independence. The Lidari and the people of Formosa are determined to resist the subjugation by Japan. Hence, they have declared themselves as independent island republic, at the same time recognizing the suzerainty of the sacred Tsing Qing dynasty. There was a misplaced hope. Let me re-update Party Finder. There we go. All right. Where were we? There was a misplaced hope that the British would step in to protect this plucky new nation against the Japanese invaders. Again, who knows where anyone got that idea, because this is not very obviously how the British tend to operate. When the first contingent of Japanese troops turned up, the self-proclaimed government instantly fled, leaving an angry mob to set fire to their offices. Suzang himself visited a port on the pretext of conducting a military inspection, and then simply hopped onto a departing German boat. This led to his nickname, the 10-Day President. A small Japanese army unit took the capital in one day, but the south of the island put up a slightly tougher resistance. A successful general called Black Flag Lu was, again, reluctantly named the new president. He tried to start up negotiations with the Japanese, but they were in no mood to talk. Before long, the president number 2 was also making his escape to the mainland, this time dressed in rags, disguised as a refugee. After 500 people were killed in 2 days of anarchic mayhem, most of the merchants and shop owners were ready to welcome the Japanese takeover, because, they reasoned, it couldn't go much worse than the last two guys' efforts. The legacy of the short-lived republic is an odd one. Despite being an attempt to remain part of China, the flag is now a rallying point for those seeking independence, mainly because it's such a great flag, a happy lion who looks very like a very good boy. And the experience seems to have left the Taiwanese wise to the fact that when push comes to shove, neither China nor anyone else is looking out for them. Yep, it's very interesting to learn about the history of some of these places, because it kind of puts into perspective more modern day type stuff. Ooh, hello. Someone joined. Oh, their name is Pliny Zadunker, Pliny the Elder. I wonder if they're a Sawbones fan. Pliny the Elder is, he was one of those people who put up a bunch of bullshit medicine that he thought would help people, but he's one of those, he's kind of like Socrates. He wrote a bunch of stuff and did a bunch of things and was a philosopher and traveled and did some medication type stuff, but a lot of it was completely false and bogus and laughably hilarious. If you haven't, Sawbones is a podcast that looks at the weird medical ways we tried to fix people. Alright, cool, Inuash and Nero. And, Pliny comes up quite a bit. I highly recommend checking out their episode on hiccups or the seasickness-proof ship which never set sail, because it would just sink in port constantly. It's a great story. Very bizarre history stories, if you like bizarre history stories. Alright, the Republic of West Florida. This is a very Florida thing. Capital, St. Francisville. Currency, Spanish colonial real, US dollar. Cause of death, swallowed by the United States. Today, part of Louisiana. The gate of Fort San Carlos had been left open, so the band of 500 revolutionaries who had assembled outside it that morning simply wandered in. 1 minute later, after a half-hearted exchange of gunfire with Spanish soldiers inside, their unexpectedly easy revolution was over. They seized the fort and unfurled the flag to announce the birth of the Lone Star State. No, not that one, the proper one, the Republic of West Florida. This is so Florida. It's just so Florida. Like, I read the title and I'm just like, yeah, that's Florida. It's important to point out that while the original Lone Star State wasn't Texas, like everyone thinks, it wasn't Florida either. This is because, confusingly, the Republic of West Florida was what is now Louisiana, so Florida. Yeah, we're gonna make a Republic of West Florida in Louisiana. That sounds great. One of the reasons it's confusing is because everything in America was confusing at the start of the 19th century. In 1803, across the Atlantic, Napoleon had a cash flow problem. Trying to take over Europe is expensive. He offered the fledgling United States a deal, the Louisiana Purchase. In the bargain of the century, the United States paid 50 million francs and got a chunk of French territory that stretched from the south and New Orleans to as far as Canada, from Wyoming and West Iowa to the east. Fly in the ointment, it wasn't totally clear whether France owned everything it was selling. Spain claimed that back when it had first ceded to the region to the French, one small area hadn't been included, a strip of land between Baton Rouge and just east of Pensacola. The United States disagreed, but they weren't keen to provoke a war. So the disputed area, despite the influx of Americans, continued on under the rule of Spain. That was okay for a while, but the West Floridians, or at least some of them, found the Spanish administration increasingly corrupt. This group of would-be revolutionaries began to plot. Melissa Johnson, the wife of a cavalry officer tasked with leading the revolt, designed a flag of independence, a single white star in a blue background. They marched on the fort, and their slightly anticlimactic 60-second victory in the Republic lasted another 78 days under the leadership of an exceedingly excellently named full war skipwith. Then the United States quietly swallowed it up, all without having to lift a finger. But West Florida didn't die before the inhabitants came up with an anthem that referred to the country as Floor Day, just so that there was something to rhyme with tyranny, which is poor lyric writing however you cut it. Floor Day? This is amazing. I want a mini-series about this. This is just amazing. Extra confusingly, there was also something called the Republic of Florida, as declared a few years later, which also began as a group of soldiers seizing at Fort San Carlos, though a different Fort San Carlos over Amelia Island on the east coast. The Republic didn't come to anything because the man behind it was the future Kazakh of Poyas, Gregor McGregor, up to his usual tricks. Oh, Gregor McGregor was a scam artist. This is amazing. I want a mini-series about the Republic of Florida now. Let's have a mini-series about the 62nd day victory. That would be amazing. I would watch the shit out of that. That would be so funny. Just watch the shit out of that. Alright, Manchukuo. Population 35 million. Capital Helsinki-Goya. Languages Japanese, Manchu, Mandarin. Currency Manchukuo yuan. Cause of death World War II. Today part of China. In the middle of the 19th century, Japan woke up from a self-imposed slumber, blearily rubbed its eyes, looked around at all the appalling things the Europeans were getting away with and said, "Think you guys are bad? Hold my assai, you colonialist bastards, will show you how it's done." To be fair, Japan rightly realized that they were now faced with a choice. Get busy throwing their weight around or face the unhappy fate as everybody else the Europeans had dealings with. Within 50 years, they'd already fought war in Korea and grabbed Formosa from China, but that didn't sate their new expansionists first. Further opportunity came in the form of a train. In the late 1800s, the Russian Tsar had traveled across his vast empire and decided he fancied to be able to do it in a bit more style. Ideally something with a dining car and a personal chef. So he resolved to complete the Trans-Siberian Railway. Impatient to get the job done, the engineers took the most direct route, which involved a shortcut across China. Before long, it was Russia and Japan's turn to come to blows. The brief war and subsequent peace treaty saw Japan take over this Chinese portion of the Russian railway. Officially, it had only won control of the narrow South Manchurian Railway Zone, as it was known, but it was soon building settlements along the route. This creeping expansion of its territory didn't creep fast enough as far as Japan government was concerned. It needed an excuse to speed things up. These days, nothing happens in the world without some bonkers part of the internet screaming false flag operation. Back in 1931, it was still a relatively novel trick. The Japanese blew up a small chunk of their own railway and blamed it on Chinese terrorists. That was all the pretext they needed. The rest of the world instantly saw through the scheme because it was rubbish. The League of Nations got showily upset and totally failed to act. The army moved in the country of Manchukuo was unveiled. It started a fake republic and then morphed into a fake kingdom. Japan tapped the last emperor of China as a figurehead, leading it on some spurious legitimacy. All countries are huge PR exercises to an extent, and Manchukuo was no different. But the PR was so over the top and so much antithesis of what was happening. That today it comes across as a very dark joke. Posters of rosy-cheeked multicultural children popped up everywhere. One book designed to show everyday life had a photograph of a family with the caption, "A member of the Manchukuo Intelligista voluntarily posing for a picture with his wife and 2 children. Hint for future puppet regimes trying to seem legitimate. Leave out the word voluntary, it's a bit of a giveaway." Beneath the cheery facade, unwanted ethnic minorities were being wiped out with chemical weapons. Unit 731 conducted human experimentation worse than anything even the Nazis managed, all under the sunny-sounding title of the Epidemic Prevention of Water Purification Department. Japan's new hyper-nationalism inevitably led to his puppet state getting into another tangle with the Russians. This time things didn't work out so well, and the Soviets invaded Manchukuo with precision timing 2 days after Hiroshima. Yeah, that was World War II. I remember studying about that because that's kind of my time era, but yeah, I didn't realize it was a puppet state. That's a little bit interesting. Russia was allowed to build the Chinese Eastern Railway across Manchuria because of a concession granted by the faltering Qing dynasty, who weren't in a position to say no to anything at this point. Prior to Manchukuo, the Japanese had already blown up a train to get rid of an irritating Chinese warlord, so this was something they'd had a bit of practice at. Probably lies. The rumor that the Vatican was one of the countries recognized by Manchukuo, popularized by Belarusi's last emperor, is false, though it didn't send an envoy. Yeah, like, this was, so, there's a really good book called, list of, 10 things in, World War II or something like that. It's, like, a history buff's guidebook or whatever. But it's very good at, having information, very concise list of information about World War II. Oh, they left the party. What? But, it's very good at having, precise information. And one of the things was that, there's an argument that if World War II hadn't happened, there would at least have been a war in Asia. Simply because of, a lot of the issues left over from World War I, but also because of stuff like this, where, China was faltering. There was also, a lot of issues with Europe coming into China with their whole open door policy. It was a huge deal. This whole, Ruby weapon thing is turning into me just, explaining history. But, yeah, oh, that's a cool dragon. Is that from, that's not from Hades. That's from one of the other ones, right? Yeah. We are waiting. Is Ambrose still AFK? Ambrose is still AFK. Why is Ambrose AFK? It's I want to farm root. Okay, go farm it. Alright. Alright. Moving on. The Rio Grande Republic. Population, 350,000. Capitals, Pronti, Algate, Capava, De Sol, Bague, Sayo, Borgia. Languages, Portuguese. Currency, Brazilian real. Cause of death, jerky prices. Today, part of Brazil. A lot of would-be nations had, at their hearts, something that looks inconsequential. Rough and Ready objected to the California mining tax. The town of Menton declared an independence after Monaco tried to squeeze them with the lemon tax. If you're a lemon fan, you can still visit their annual lemon festival, full of colossal sculptures made entirely out of lemons. For the gauchos of South America, the pet beef was beef jerky. Pedro I, Emperor of Brazil, came from one of those difficult families where Christmases are incredibly awkward. He'd already fought a successful war of independence against his own father, the King of Portugal. When his dad's death resulted in Pedro becoming ruler of both countries, he abdicated the Portuguese throne in favor of his daughter Maria, so that he could concentrate on ruling Brazil, at which point his younger brother promptly usurped her. Pedro headed back to Europe to sort out his latest bit of domestic strife, abdicating the Brazilian throne in favor of his son. Pedro II was only 5, and 5-year-olds aren't known for their diplomacy skills, so Brazil found itself in a delicate situation. Power vacuums tend to magnify existing grievances. The Guanchos were a group with a grievance. Guanchos are basically the South American version of cowboys, tough and unruly with a fond of a good horse. They control the huge sweeping grasslands of the Rio Grande do Sul province, almost half the size of France, where they made their living raising cattle and producing tons of beef jerky. Cheaper jerky imports from the rest of South America had started to flood the market, leaving the Guanchos unhappy with their lot. There was some unkind name-calling. The Guanchos referred to the Brazilian royalist government as camels. The royalists referred to the Guanchos as ragamuffins because of the raggedy nature of their outfits, and so began the Ragamuffin War. Establishing a republic is a better rallying cry than being angry at cheap foreign jerky. So that's what the uprising pretended to be about. Luck would have it that a lot of Italian would-be Republicans were mooching around Rio having noisy secret meetings. They gathered in a cafe and hold earnest student-y conversations about political theory. One of them, a young Giuseppe Garibaldi, bored of the endless discussions, favored a more direct action. Meeting with one of the captured ragamuffin leaders while visiting a jail persuaded him to join their cause. Although it was 40 years before Garibaldi mania would see biscuits named in his honor and little porcelain figures of him for sale in all the best London shops, he was already a brilliant military strategist. Together with his equally daring lover Anna, he led a small group of Guancho navy to an unlikely victory. On the 11th of September 1836, the Rio Grande Republic proclaimed itself independent from the Empire of Brazil. Although the ongoing war was an inherent nature of the Guanchos, meant it moved capitals 5 times in the space of its 9-year existence. But to the Italian revolutionaries' disappointment, the Guanchos didn't really care about lofty Republican ideals. As soon as Brazil agreed to protect their jerky profits, self-interest won out and the Rio Grande's government country collapsed peacefully back into the empire. If you wanted to start a country, Garibaldi was going to have to do it somewhere else. Okay. So actually, this is very interesting because so the idea we have of cowboys is completely false. The American ideal of cowboys is false. Most cowboys were of Mexican descent, and they were the ones who basically, like, most cowboys were not this, like, white, straight male, standardized American ideal. Most of them were people of color and were of Mexican descent. So, okay. We are ready to go. I'm gonna do a ready check. But yeah, like, yeah, so like the idea of the like stereotypical like cowboy that we have is completely false. Okay, I'm gonna do this again. They're trying to figure out what they want to do. I'm gonna issue another ready check. Yeah. Alright, let's go. So Violet's next. Then it would be, I don't know if, does Lloyd need the dragon? Lloyd, do you need the dragon? Okay. let's do this. Okay, we got through that okay. That could have been a lot worse. Okay, so it's this one. Right? No, it's this one. Oh, we did not choose coordinates, did we? Okay, okay. Alright, second phase. Here we go. Mecha battles! Let's get some mecha battles going! I just want weapons, so I'm fine being here. Oh, hey, we got a bot! We got a bot! Look at that! We got a bot! Wait, how do I, let's report them for being a bot. Now, let's ban them. How do I ban them? I forgot how to ban people. Ah, there we go. Yep. Well, you know you must be doing something right when you're able to, when you're getting bots. You know you gotta be doing something right when you're able to get those bots, so, oops, Lloyd's down. That's not good. Other tank's down. Alright, hey Inuyasha Nero, nice to see you back. Alright, we need to get Violet up, because Violet has, rezzing capability. Hell yeah, I'm a good healer. Look away! We got this. Hell fucking yeah! There we go! Ruby Greatsword. How does that look? I don't know how I feel about that one. Who wants what? You're a Dark Knight. You should take that. The horn goes to Violet. Violet's next on the list. I'll give this to... Well, I guess I'll take that. Okay, Arden wants the orchestration. They left. Okay, well, Zaren's still here, so I'll give that to them. Or, no, they left. Okay, well, yeah. Ooh, okay, Violet's got that now. Do you want to join us, Inuyasha? If you're back, I'll invite you. If you want to join us, you can join us. We are still farming. There we go. Alright, let's do a ready check. So, it's plenty after Violet. I don't know if Lloyd needs it or not. If Lloyd doesn't need it, then I'm not going to do Lloyd. But afterward it would be plenty, and then it would be Zaren. Okay. Okay. Go do your other things. If you gotta go do your other things, Violet, all good. No worries. I think we can do it with this many people. So you're good. You're fine. I mean, we have been waiting like a while in Party Finder, so you're good. It's evident by the fact that we're almost done with the Atlas of Extinct Countries. We've been blazing through that. I'm gonna need to find a new book to read in Party Finder. I have a couple, but I'm gonna need to find a new book. Okay, let's do a ready check. Oh. Yeah, Violet's gone. Oh, okay, we're gonna have to go back in Party Finder. They just said hate loot masters, so they're leaving? God damn. Rough. Apparently not. Apparently they do not read, Lloyd. Yeah. I mean, we'll get some more people. It's kind of just... I mean, it says Loot Master, right? Yeah, Loot Roll Loot Master. Thank you, Alflin! Oh! Thank you! We are trying to farm Ruby Extreme, and while waiting at Party Finder, I am reading the Atlas of Extinct Countries. So that is what we are doing. So while we wait in Party Finder, I shall just continue by reading of the Atlas of Extinct Countries. I need to put that... what? I need... well, I'm going to switch over to Summoner real quick. Just to get the book for Ruby Weapon. Because I really want the Ruby Weapon book. Yeah, there we go. Ruby Index. Okay. Back over to White Mage. I'm in my Hello Nurse outfit, which is an Animaniacs reference. Yes, I made a glam, Alfred, I made a glam that's specifically an Animaniacs reference called Hello Nurse. And this is it. It's been doing very well on the Eorzean Glamour collection. Alright. I shall, while we wait in Party Finder, let us continue our reading of the Atlas of Extinct Countries. So we have something to think about while in Party Finder. And we shall engage this. I think I'm gonna do, the next book I might read is this book called Politically Correct Bedtime Stories, which is which is really funny. And it might be fun to read while we wait in Party Finder next time. There's two politically correct bedtime stories, but they might be very, very fun to read because we're almost done with the Atlas of Extinct Countries. So those will be fun to read. Okay, Maryland in Africa. Population 1,100. Capital Harper. Languages English, Grebo. Currency US dollar. Cause of death famine and unfriendly neighbors. Today part of Liberia. It does sound like fun. I'm trying to find good things to do while in Party Finder. So, that don't get me demonetized on YouTube. So we are going to read, we're reading this book. There were two types of white people in the U.S. state of Maryland in the 1830s. The really racist ones and the not quite as bad, but still, let's face it, fairly racist ones. The really racist ones were pro-slavery. The not quite so racist ones were anti-slavery, but worried that former slaves would inevitably get up to no good. The idea both groups hit up upon was simple. Wouldn't it be great if all people of color would be persuaded to go and live somewhere else? Africa, perhaps. Yes. For the most part, the black Marylanders weren't keen on this plan, partly because Africa was thought to be a place of snakes and cannibals, and partly because the former slaves were fairly reasoned that having lived in the New World for several generations, they were every bit as American as their white neighbors. Even so, the newly formed Maryland State Colonization Society, an offshoot of the already established American Society for Colonizing the Free People of Color of the United States, still managed to persuade a small group to set sail for West African coast. It's hard to blame those who took up the offer because being a freed slave was almost as bad as slavery at this point. You had no rights, no vote, and almost certainly no job. The boat hired by the society was covered in barnacles, and the captain was a drunk. But like all colonists, those on board had dreams of a better life. The colony of Liberia had already been established some years before as a home for freed American slaves, but the Maryland Society decided to go it alone. Dr. James Hall was the brains behind the operation, an ill man who was escaping treatments including anti-phlogistic therapy, in which inflammation in one part of the body is supposedly reduced by irritating another part, and an inexplicably popular remedy at the time. He pored over his maps finally identified the fertile-looking spot of Cape Columbus as a good location for the new Maryland. Despite the drunk captain and the barnacles, the colonists survived the voyage, and Dr. Hall went to sit down for a pulver with the King Freeman, representative of the local population with the Grebos. They haggled over the price, and settlers would pay for the land. The traditional way of looking at the natives. All right, all good, Lloyd. The traditional way of looking at these encounters is to see wily Westerners ripping off naive natives. Oh, now it's just me and Inuyasha and Nero. What the fuck? I want to make sure they get the mount. Okay. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going into Party Finder and updating things. No. Party Finder. I'm gonna make sure all my friends get them out. That's my goal. All my friends are gonna get them out. Alright. But it is not clear who is playing who. Previous would-be settlers in the region had also offered goods in exchange for the land. Invariably, these strangers had found the place too tough and hostile, given up and gone home. The Grebos possibly figured that there was a good chance of history repeating itself. So why not winkingly sell their land, seeing as it would only be a temporary deal? Sure enough, the colonists struggled. Their houses had leaky roofs and muddy floors. The mangrove swamps were malarial. They relied on the locals for food, but the recent harvest had been so bad there wasn't any. When they tried to farm their land, they found their crops failed miserably. Most of them subsisted on a diet of cabbage, palm, and potato leaves. A dispute over the price of sheep led to a violent uprising. Dr. Hall tried to intervene to stop the locals conducting their witchcraft trials, which didn't go down too well. And it turned out that King Freeman wasn't the king of everything he claimed. When Liberia announced independence from the American Colonization Society in 1847, Maryland did the same, but the declaration didn't mean a whole lot. Famine loomed, disputes with the Grebos over land got worse and bloodier, and it became clear that the country couldn't stagger on much longer without help. In 1857, the surviving colonists quietly voted to be swallowed up by their neighbor for their own protection. Alright, a grim postscript in case the story isn't already grim enough for you. The Bridgestone Corporation, which operates as a Firestone Liberia, was found guilty of forced labor by the UN as recently as 2005. Modern-day slavery goes on, flourishing in the state set up for free slaves. Yep, that was a thing. Definitely was a thing. I'm gonna go stand with him watching Euro. Oh, I don't have a mini now. I forgot about that. Let me get a mini now. I'm gonna put this one of my favorites I worked very hard for. Alright, the Republic of Texas. This is one everyone should be kind of familiar with. At least a little bit familiar with. Unless it's a different Republic of Texas, which is also plausible. The Republic of Texas, 1836 to 46. Population, 140,000 by 1847. Capitals, too many. Languages, English, Spanish, French, German, Comanche. Currency, the Texas redback dollar. Cause of death, it didn't really want to exist in the first place. Today, part of USA. When the Brexit results were announced, a small group of Texans got very excited. If the Fae, famously resented Limmies, could risk their economy collapsing for the sake of some semi-mythical nostalgia, then surely the comparatively bold Texians could too. The press even started referring to Texit, because annoying portmanteaus are universally loved by lazy journalists. No matter in the world where you are, the Republic would rise again. At the beginning of the 19th century, you'd find 3 words scrawled on the doors of abandoned houses through the United States: gone to Texas. The United States had experienced its first financial wobble in 1819, and Texas, still part of Mexico at this point, was seen by many as a better bet than staying put. An independent Texas would come about as a direct result of this sudden mass migration. In fact, the Republic had already briefly popped into existence and then popped straight back out again in 1813. Americans fighting the Spanish on behalf of Mexico decided to go it alone, and only to be instantly crushed by the Spanish army. The Revolution of 1835, this time against the much despised Mexican leader Santa Anna, enjoyed more success. A brief war and the heroic last stand at the Alamo gave Texas the origin story it needed. Niche businesses sprang up to cater to the new country. The Library of Congress contains an advert for Texan Universal Pills, prepared after a careful personal examination, the disease incidences, climate, and with particular reference to health, comfort, and happiness of the citizens of the Republic. General directions include: keep up large evacuations to cleanse system, but shared diseases and regular bowel movements aren't enough to hang a country on, and Texas never truly established a national identity. Partly because from the very start the nation intended to join the United States. The Republic was broke and it had inherited $1 million debt from the Revolution, and the population was too cash poor to pay in much of the way of tax. They issued their own money with nothing to back it up, but instantly lost its value. The Comanches still controlled great swaths of the country's supposed territory. That, and the Republic lasted for even 10 years, was more down to the fact that many in the Union vehemently opposed Texas's joining. It was that valley of rascals, and the North feared it would swell to the power of slave-owning South, which could in turn start a terrible civil war. But luckily the naysayers were persuaded that the project that was project fear-talking. None of this has stopped the self-styled Texans from trying to keep the flame of independence alive. The extra hardcore ones don't even want it to secede from the Union because, as far as they're concerned, they never legally joined it in the first place. They produce their own currency, have their own supposed court of law, and occasionally get raided by the FBI because neither of those things are very legal. The immigration would continue throughout the life of the state okay, that's a lot of courts, yep. The Republic failed to pay the 160 rent on its London embassy room above an off license until 1918, when an unofficial delegation finally turned up to settle the bill. In 2003, the state of Texas passed a law obliging school children to salute the Texas Lone Star flag as well as Old Glory. It is possibly best not to mention the whole West Florida thing. Yes, we already covered West Florida. Yes, I am reading about Texas. I'm reading about the Republic of Texas. So basically, if you don't know about this, Texas, was independent for like 10 years, but still wanted to join the Union. It was sort of a thing where a bunch of people migrated to Texas, they took it over from Mexico, and it was a whole deal. So Texas was independent, but kind of part of the United States for 10 years before it legally joined the United States. So that's a pretty, in American history, that's a pretty common one. But yeah, the West Florida thing that I read about earlier, yes, that was technically in Louisiana and part of Texas. Yeah, so it's a part of early American history, and yeah, there was a lot of, it was around the time of debate, I think the Missouri line was still a thing then, with the slave owning and being half and half of the states, so that's part of the reason it took so long to secede. And there are still people nowadays in Texas who think that they should secede, but they forgot the problems that existed for that. Yeah, so, that's a thing. Oh, we're about to read about the Congo. Oh yes, I read a whole book about the Congo called King Leopold's Ghost, which I highly recommend reading because it details the Belgian influence in the Congo, and it's not very well-known history. And I highly recommend everybody read, or at least check out King Leopold's Ghost, because it's a very entertaining story. It's written very well. And it kind of details the horrors in the Congo that we don't really know about too well. And it's such a good book. I got it used from Thrift Books for very, very cheap. I'm sure there's an audiobook of it too. But yeah, so King Leopold took over the Congo with Belgians' money and did very large atrocities in the Congo, which involved cutting off of people's hands. And there was one journalist who dedicated his life to basically taking down King Leopold. There's also another good book about King Leopold also. Belgium also tried to basically take over the Arctic as well. It did not go well. So the Congo Free State. Oh, this is gonna be dark. Populations. Estimates vary, but approximately 20 million at the start, 80 million by the end. Capitals, VV, Boma. Languages, French, Dutch, and over 200 indigenous language. Currency, Congo Free State franc. Cause of death, too evil even for turn of the century Europe to stomach. Yep. The Democratic Republic of the Congo. Lots of countries in this book have misleading names, but none are as totally wrong as the Congo Free State. And lots of people in this book are terrible bastards, but none of them are as irredeemably grim as Leopold II of Belgium. His father, Leopold I, had interviewed for the position of King of Greece, but turned it down and went with the Belgian vacancy instead. He almost instantly regretted taking the job, finding his kingdom boring and parochial. Thinking it might be fun to start an empire, he began to eye up Texas, but died before his colonial dreams could be fulfilled. Unfortunately for everyone, his son, an unattractive, arrogant teen who grew up to be an even worse adult, inherited his dad's expansionist streak. He briefly considered buying Sarawak off James Brooke, see page 20, then somewhere more lucrative caught his eye. The explorer Venny Lovett Cameron had recently completed a coast-to-coast journey across Africa and wrote a letter to the Times detailing his exploits. He told of a magnificent and healthy country of unspeakable richness. Dollar signs flashed in Leopold's eyes. The immediate problem, he wasn't an absolute monarch. There were annoying issues like public opinion and a government to deal with, and neither of those had any interest in colonizing Africa. But Leopold was well connected and immensely rich, and that goes a long way when it comes to doing whatever you fancy. The king set about convincing the world his ambitions towards the Congo were entirely philanthropic. I can't say that word. I know what it means, but I can't say it. You should look into King Leopold's ghost, Alfwin. Hello, Lewis. Hi, how are you today? We are waiting in Party Finder to do Ruby Weapon while I'm reading about extinct countries. The Congo, everyone should check out King Leopold's ghost, or at least do some research on Congo, on the Belgian influence of the Congo, because it is fucked up, like what Belgium did to the Congo. And in the PR campaign that King Louis II orchestrated is insane, and then the journalist taking him down also, it's very flicked up, and it has very lasting impacts into things that happened. Yeah. The king set about convincing the world his ambitions for the Congo were entirely philanthropic. He launched the International Association for the Exploration and Civilization of Africa, effectively a cover story to keep other European powers from getting antsy. Phase 2 of the plan was to employ a distinguished explorer, Henry Morton Stanley, of Dr. Livingstone, I presume, fame, to travel through the interior of the continent, purchasing millions of acres of land, illiterate tribal leaders marking a piece of paper with an X being deemed an important part of keeping this all above board. This wasn't being done on behalf of Belgium. Leopold made it clear it was purely a personal affair, his own private bit of magnanimous charity, helping out his fellow man. The initial moneymaker was ivory, and he didn't skimp on this. By the 1890s, most of the region's elephants were dead. By the late 1880s, John Dunlop invented a pneumatic tire, and an even bigger dollar sign started floating in Leopold's eyes. He would become a rubber baron, and his Free State would become his personal dictatorial rubber plantation. The Force Publique, a military made up of European officers and African soldiers, oversaw the districts where impoverished Congolese were forced to work. While quelling the inevitable uprisings and to prove they weren't wasting ammunition, the force were required to cut off a hand of each of their victims and bring it back as a macabre receipt. Nowhere was particularly enlightened at the turn of the century. So it is a measure of how horrific Leopold's regime was that words started to get out, and it caused a public outcry. A man called Edmund de Morel, working at a shipping company in Liverpool, was one of the first whistleblowers. He studied the books of his employers and did a simple bit of detective work. The Congo Free State was exporting huge quantities of ivory and rubber, but all it seemed to be importing was a huge quantity of guns, no tradable goods, no exchange with the populace. The only conclusion to be drawn, the locals weren't being paid, and this was a slave trade on industrial scale. Morel set out to expose it, publishing a series of anonymous articles. The British government started an investigation. In a rare political misstep, Leopold reacted petulantly, calling the Brits hypocrites. Not totally unfair at that, and improbably blaming the Congo's rapid depopulation on sleeping sickness. Eventually, his own embarrassed government took the Free State off his hands, but not before he received a handsome payoff. Upwards of 10 million had died by then. Leopold himself had never even been bothered to set foot in the place. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lewis! I say hi back! Hello, Lewis, it's GF! I hope you are having a wonderful day today! Yeah, the Congo was fucked. What Leopold did in the Congo, absolutely fucked. Like, people would legit, like, there was legit, like, Leopold, like, had a lot of, like, crazy things that he did. He was also, like, he was really meticulous in PR campaigns, which is one thing. Like, he was super meticulous in PR campaigns. And he would cut off the hand. He had, like, a rule where they would cut off hands. And the rubber trade was intense. Like, they would chain people up and make them climb trees to get rubber, and people would have to cover their bodies in this plant leg made of rubber. It was horrible. And then they would chain their wives or their husbands and then shoot them if they didn't bring back the right amount of rubber. What Leopold did in the Congo was absolutely fucked up. Like, just, like, fricked up. Yeah, like, I highly recommend reading about it because it's a part of history I feel like everyone should know. Because it gets lost, and it's one of the greatest atrocities that has happened, and it just gets lost, and that's kind of sad. Like, my professor once, for my history class, my professor was like, hey, we're gonna, like, one of the writing prompts was basically like, it was talking about the atrocities of the Soviet Union and Stalin and the Nazis in Poland, but also just like, how does this correlate to the atrocities in the Congo? And I'm like, and like colonialism and all that stuff, and I'm like, it directly correlates. We've been doing this colonialistic, like, shit all the time, and what Leopold did, Stalin and the Nazis basically just copied and took to a higher level. Like, you know, it wasn't new, it was just the accumulation of years and years of doing this kind of bullshit, and yeah. I mean, yeah, sort of, Alpha, sort of, but yeah, like, oh my god, like, yeah, what Leopold did in the Congo is fucked. But, like, yeah, like, not a lot of people know about it, and I feel like people should know about it, because, like, you don't get to, like, it puts, like, current events in perspective to, like, learn about these things. Yeah. Essentially, it puts current events in perspective. I'm making some tea. Yeah, no, what happened in the Congo was fricked. Alright. Now we are going to do Ruthenia, Kaparcho, Ukraine. It lasted from the 15th to the 16th of March, 1939. The population was 800,000, 14,000. Capital Kursk, language Ukrainian, cause of death Hungary, today part of Ukraine. The chemist Karl Ernst Kloss liked to test the strength of acid by dipping his finger in it and touching it to his tongue. After managing to isolate the highly toxic compound osmium peroxide, he described it as tasting like pepper. Despite his approach to health and safety, Kloss lived long enough to discover an entirely new element, ruthenium number 44, in the periodic table named after his motherland, Ruthenia. As an independent country, Ruthenia lasted more than 15 minutes, but just barely, which is maybe appropriate given that other famous person hailing from the Ruthenia disaster, Ruthenia dysphoria, is Andy Warhol. The term Ruthenia comes from Rus, the same as Russians, Belarusians, and Ukrainians, which in turn probably comes from Old Norse. A group of Vikings once made their way across the Baltic and then onto the shadow of the Carpathian Mountains, where they settled down and became woodcutters, or at least that's the theory. There are a lot of probably happened and thought to haves involved in piecing together the background of this part of the world, and in the same ethnic vagueness that makes the rest of the Balkans so unpredictable. But however they got there, and whoever they were, for 500 years, the Ruthenians and Ruthenia were a part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire that formally kicked the bucket in 1918, at which point they found themselves in Czechoslovakia. By 1938, Britain and France were fully committed to their brilliant let's appease the fascist strategy. They agreed that it would be fine if Hitler goose-stepped into Czechoslovakia so long as he absolutely promised to call it a day and stop at that. At 5 a.m. on March 15, 1939, the Nazis seized the area that is now the Czech Republic, leaving the other big chunk of the country, Slovakia, to declare independence. This put Ruthenia in a bind. They were cut off from Prague, they didn't much like the look of the Nazis, Stalin's Soviet Union didn't strike them as a fantastic option either. So that same afternoon, they decided to copy Slovakia and go it alone. A former maths teacher handed up the new government, In a remarkably efficient bit of country building, they'd already settled on an anthem and a flag before nightfall. Everyone went to bed a citizen of the new independent Ruthenian Republic of Kharkov, Ukraine. That's not where they woke up. In the early hours, the Hungarians invaded, spying the opportunity for a land grab with a nod and a wink from an approving Hitler. The population had managed to find themselves under the rule of 3 different countries in 24 hours. One observer at this time recorded the slight farce of living through all this. As soon as troops had passed, a lawyer in the house opposite darted out and put a Hungarian nameplate on his door. It was the 5th time he had changed it in the last 20 years, he said. Even countries that only existed for a day leave a legacy. Today, some Ruthenians are once again pressed for independence. Though to what extent this is a genuine desire for self-determination, and to what extent it is Putin up to his old tricks, quietly stirring nationalism plot to destabilize Ukraine, is anyone's guess. But yes, it is definitely at least partly Putin. I love that! It's just like an independent country for like 25 minutes. Oh my god, we got Jock Destroyer! Oh no, they left! I feel like I've run with them a bit before. Oh, Tori's back too! I didn't see that! Hi, love! It's nice to see you back! I was busy reading about a country that was only a country for 25 minutes! That's amazing! I love that. Alright. Yeah, it's good to have you back, love! It's less than a month till I get to go see you, which I'm very excited about. Alright, the Republic of Tanu Tuva. Population, 95,000. Capital, Kazol. That has no... The capital has no vowels. It's literally K-Y-Z-Y-L. There are no vowels in that. How do I say that? There are no vowels in that. The capital has no vowels. Kazol, it has no vowels. Languages, Tuvulian, Russian, Mongolian. Currency, Tuvulian and Aska. Cause of death, Stalin. Today, part of Russia. A lot of people died because of Stalin. For Nobel Prize winning physicists, I mean, why can be a why is the vowel in that case? Okay. For Nobel Prize winning physicist amateur bongo player Richard Feynman, Tuvia represented the platonic ideal of a mysterious lost nation, a blob in the middle of Asia only found on old globes, with a distinctive triangular and diamond-shaped stamps only found in old stamp albums. A persuasive lack of information about the ex-country had intrigued him since he was a kid. He resolved to pay a visit. To add to his appeal, Tuvia was near impossible to get to, partly because of the remote location, it's not really on the way to anywhere, and partly because the Cold War was in full swing. You couldn't simply hop on a plane and turn up. But the main thing that attracted Feynman was the fact that the name of the capital, Kazol, didn't contain any vowels. Hey, that's what I said! Which is good enough a reason to want to visit a place. Though in this case, the lack of vowels wasn't enough of a tourist draw. The city also claimed to lie at the exact geographical center of Asia, which it marked with a monument. There are a lot of ways you can mathematically argue to be the center of an irregularly shaped landmass. So China had also staked a claim 700 miles to the southwest. Their monument is slightly taller. The other thing Tuva has going for it is throat singing, which is either an attraction, the effect of one person singing in 2 distinct voices simultaneously is generally incredible, or a great reason not to visit. It does sound a lot like bagpipes. The anthropologists suggested the practice arose because of the geography. The deep, persistent drone of throat singing travels for miles over vast open plains. Aside from yurts and yaks, there isn't anything much to interrupt it. Tuva had been part of Mongolia before the Russians arrived in 1912. The Bolshevik Revolution saw it occupied first by the Red Army, then by the Chinese Army. In 1921, a new government had proclaimed the independent Tuvulian People's Republic. The increasingly Soviet-influenced rulers tried to stamp out Buddhism, with some success, and also the nomadic lifestyle, with almost no success at all. When Tuvia was later swallowed by the USSR... What are you doing there? Oh my god, that's your boat. It was because the Tuvian people voluntarily requested to join the Glorious Union, and absolutely not because of the huge load of uranium deposited in the mountains suddenly looked a lot more interesting to Stalin in 1944. Feynman and the society set up the Friends of Tuvia spent years trying to arrange a visit, battling impenetrable Soviet bureaucracy. In the end, the letter from Russia Tourist Department granting Feynman permission to finally arrived 2 days after he had died. Okay. Great. I don't know if we're gonna get enough people. I'm really hoping we'll get enough people. Here, come. What are you doing? You wanna come here? Come over here. Here. Come here. Hi, do you wanna come up? Hello. Oh, big puppy. Come up. Come up. You can do it. You can do it. There. Aw, do I not have food? Is it not a... Come here. You can do it. You can do it. Good job. Good job. Nicely done. Nicely done. Come here. Come up. No? Okay. He's very into his bone right now. Maple came and left and then was like, oh, you don't have food either. Ah! Maybe we should go do some fates while we're waiting, eh? Yeah, he's getting big. He's getting big. He's getting big. Yeah, my mom took him camping and he rolled in a seal carcass. So that was, he's been having baths every morning. So that's been great. Let's go, you know what? I'm gonna go do some fates while we wait. I can get some, like, fates in. I'm gonna go do some fates while we wait. That would be old Charlian, yes. Yeah, I can farm some jewels while we're waiting in Party Finder. I'll just go into Fabnir and farm some. It's not a big deal for me. Level up depression a bit. Which relic are you working on? Because we could do fates together in, like, which relic are you working on? Yeah. I was just gonna get some, like, bicolor gemstones, like, working on it. Just kind of passively. Does it? Okay. I'll take your word for it, Alfwin. Ah, okay. Yeah. That's a lot. I've heard it like once or twice. That doesn't have a lot of time left. That's got a lot of time left. Yeah, I've heard it like once or twice, essentially. Also, how am I currency-wise? Okay, doing good. Yeah, we're just gonna... Alright, I've heard it, yeah, I've heard it like once or twice, I think in like documentaries, but not like extensively. Alright, we're gonna get, yeah, okay. Maybe like one more DPS. Or whoever wants to join. Alright, cool. Let me get depression out of play. Depression, I choose you! Yes. Alright, all good. I might diversify and do something else. Yeah. Oh hey, I'm the only one in Party Finder doing some fates. You just need one more DPS. Would be good. Getting some more bi-colored gemstones. Oh hey, there we go. We got one more DPS. Alright. Let's wait for this person to come back. I'll just keep it up while I'm doing this, and I'll finish that up and I'll be fine. I think we can at least get like one more run in soon. Yeah, that's it. Alright, let me do a ready check. Alright, Tori's not ready. I'm just gonna kinda get to a rest zone real quick. Alright. And I think Idolus is still doing a thing, so we're all good there. Just making sure things go through. Where's a mender? There's a mender. Nice. Alright, so it'll be Inuyasha, Nero, Atori, and then we're gonna go down the list for who's getting what. But Inuyasha Nero is technically next. I'm going to update my adventure plate while we're waiting here. I'm gonna keep the same pose, I'm just, doing this. Alright, cool. There we go. How is depression doing on currency? Or on leveling? Oh, he's actually doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm trying to... I didn't do this one because it's got like all enemies, and that's kind of problematic when you're doing stuff. So that'll be later on, but like, yeah, I'm just gonna get the attacker stuff up too for depression. Because I have all the tank and healer stuff up, I just need to get like the attacker stuff up. Alright, let's do ready check again. Alright, if Adalis Rhoda doesn't come back soon, I'm just gonna kick him and we're gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna do that. I hate to do that because it's not fun. And I know people wait. Okay, let's do the ready check. Okay, let's go. Let's go! Yeah, no, he ran to the store and then he was like, yeah, we got this. We can do it with 7. We don't need a full party. We can do it with 7. Seven's fine. I mean, it's nice to have that extra DPS, but like, 7's still fine. Alright, Atori. Let's go! Oh my god, I am not wearing a bra today and I love it. I don't know why I felt the need to, like, cause this shirt has an open back, so I'm not wearing a bra. But it's very, very comfy. I don't know why I felt the need to say that on stream. It's so much more relaxing, though, not to be wearing one. Oh my god. We want to be, like, right here, right? Yes. We move. Oh, I didn't nail that. Okay. It happens, so. so much more comfortable than my actual bras. My binders are super comfy. Like, compared to a bra, like, oh my god. But also, like, I also have the, like, the added factor of, like, psoriasis, too. So, like, that's a thing. Alright, we're gonna drop. Yeah. Oh. Oh, I'm not making it. Oh, I missed that. Okay, I didn't realize. That's my bad. I need to get better at that one. Yep, that's my bad. As long as we get to the second phase, I think we'll be good. Alright, let me... If we get to the second phase. Well, I mean, if you have a binder that fits you correctly and that is really nice, like, yeah, they can be really comfortable. You just can't wear them for, like, too long. I also don't have big boobs, so I don't have a lot of, like, nerve endings in my boobs, which means that, like, wearing a binder isn't bad. And I also, like, you have to understand that, like, before I was doing binders, I wore corsets a lot. So, like, I have a lot of experience with, like, chest compression, and a lot of people, when they first start wearing binders, they don't have that experience with chest compression, and, like, how to manage yourself while you're doing chest compression. And, like, because I've worn corsets for a lot, and I had a big steampunk face, and, like, I've done all of that. Like, I have a lot of experience with chest compression, so... The binder is actually super comfy to me, and also because it's like a half binder and it's very well. I got them from GC2B, which does binders really well. But because it's like a half binder and it fits me properly, it doesn't irritate my psoriasis as much, which is part of the reason. Like, there are some people who really like bras too, and who find them really comfy because they fit. I don't have big boobs. It's very hard for me to find a bra that fits. And also, I have horrible psoriasis on my back, which is irritated when I have compressing things on it. So, like, that's just kind of a me thing. But, like, yeah. And also, you know, gender dysphoria, etc., etc. But yeah, like, I would prefer to either be wearing a binder or, like, not be wearing... I do wear sports bras sometimes, which are kind of like binders, but, like, yeah, I have a lot more experience with, like, chest compression. So, like, that's not really... Just from a lifetime of, like, doing things like that. And I'm also, like, pretty flat-chested just naturally, so... Alright, who's taking what? right, it can be really comfy. And I know this because my sister has to actually almost get like specialty bras because of how busty she is. But like, yeah, like when she finds one that fits right, she loves it. I am flat as a pancake, and I don't, like, I sometimes wear sports bras, like, it's good to take a break from wearing a binder, so I try to only wear a binder like every other day. That's Black Mage. Who wants this? Do you want this? I'll give this to you when you wash your Nero. You can get this for your Black Mage. I don't know if you actually want it. I'm taking the weapon coffer. Okay. No dragon, unfortunately. Let's go again. People left. Why did people leave? Why do people keep... Do they not... For the love of frick. Alright, back into Party Finder. Ah! I wish people would stop leaving. Fine, I'll take it off. I will take the Loot Master off. I don't like it though. It's all good. I want to make sure that, like, everybody gets a dragon, you know? I want to make sure that you all get a dragon, and that's hard to do when, like... That's hard to do when, like, it's like this. I just want to make sure all my friends get dragons. Everybody should get a dragon! Everybody should be able to get dragons. That's my deal. Alright, let's go do some fates. Did Depression leave? No, Depression's still here. Oh, thank you, Inuyasha Nero. I want to make sure you get your dragon. I want to make sure Iris gets her dragon. Everybody should have a dragon! Everybody needs a dragon. It's a fine thing that all people need. A dragon's good, a dragon's great. Let's hope we're not too late. Well, Maple left. Okay, maybe I won't need to do this. I guess that's true, yeah. Do you think we can do it with this many people, or, let's wait for one more. Okay, cool. Lets me issue a ready check. Alright, this person's gonna watch a guide real quick. I don't know if I can have two. Yeah. Alright, is there a place? There's not a place for... Alright, we are going to a city real quick so I can stick this in a retainer chest. While we wait for this person to watch a guide. Alright, so they're gonna watch it. There's a really good one that's up that I used, but I mean, it's... Yeah. I just need to get better at the, like, knowing which one is which for, like, the two. Which one should we do next? On Sunday, should we do Diamond Extreme for the mount? I don't know, that's the only one I have, like, cleared, so I could actually, like, join parties for that. I also kind of want to try Hades, because I like the weapons that come from there. Oh my god, did you guys see the umbrella dance? Did you guys see the new dance that's coming for the umbrella fashion accessory? Okay, cool. This person's watching. I'm gonna do a ready check again in a second. I'm gonna, like, dump this off. Yeah, I really want to do Hades because the weapons look really fun. The weapons are really... Same with Ruby. I wanted to farm Ruby because of the weapons, essentially. But, like, mostly I'm just here for weapons. But, yeah, like, yeah, umbrella, the fashion umbrella is getting danced, so I'm gonna do a music video to Singing in the Rain, because I can. But also, I'm just gonna drop this off, I think, at Rita. Rita. Thank you. You're just gonna carry this for a second, okay? Thanks. Yes. Yeah, so the umbrellas are getting a dance. That's happening. Let me do a ready check real quick. Yeah. I am also going to try to get a music video out on Saturday. It's going to be kind of short and I think kind of funny. It's not going to be like one that I'm taking too seriously. It's just going to be kind of a short, funny one, but it is going to be to a classic. So I'm hoping that that will be, well, it's a classic if you're emo. It's going to be a classic if you're emo. If you're emo, it will be a classic. Ooh, I like this person's outfit. That's like all the near grade stuff. Are there orchestrion scrolls out for this yet? I feel like this would be a fun orchestrion scroll to have. I don't want to like shake it too much because again, not wearing a bra and I don't want my boobs to slip out. This dress is kind of big for me. I actually don't think they will slip out. I think it's okay. Yeah, this is my sister Grace's, so it's not, it's a little big. She's definitely bustier than me. there's also gonna be new. I put like a post on it in Discord. Neoni did a thing on it that I put up with some patch notes. But there's also gonna be like new adventure play options because we're technically only beta testing them right now, which is weird. But yeah, so there's gonna be new adventure play options too, which I'm very excited for. I think having some new adventure play things to play around with would be super fun. But yeah, they're expanding like the emotes that come with fashion accessories, which is very, very cool. We're looking good. A really good shot of Vittori's legs there. God damn. Wings as a fashion accessory. I know we're getting new pixie wings, but I want those wings. Those wings would be epic as hell. Like, let's be honest. Oh, I hope I'm not bringing up any bad memories, Inuyasha Nero. I want to make sure everything's positive. You're always welcome with us, you know? to do much to make the wings of fashion. They could literally just use, we already have the demon wings, which look like those. They literally could just recolor the demon wings. I mean, I think some people would be mad about the recolor on the demon wings, but all they would have to do is recolor the demon wings and just add some effects to it. That's essentially what we have. Because we already have the demon wing fashion accessories. They could just, you know, recolor it and add some effect to it. You already have like the outline up, you know. Hell yes, there we go! Fuck yeah! I don't need those. I don't need that. I kind of want this though. Yeah, it dropped. Hopefully Iris gets it. Iris should get it, or Inuyasha Nero. One of you two should get it. That's the hope. That might not be the case, but that is the hope. You guys should get that. I just want the weapon cover. No, I don't need those. If you're heading out, Inuyasha Nero, have an amazing day and stay safe and eat cake. Okay, you can do one more? Alright. Let me do a ready check. Jimmy, how is life? Oh, you good? What's up? That sounds intense. Ow! These are still glowing. Want to be there? Oh, wow. Where are you going in Utah? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, that sounds intense. I haven't been to Utah in a while, but yeah, it's a nice area. I think last time I went to Utah, I went to like Zion and Bryce for camping. It's crazy. Very pretty. Oh, nice. That's very hectic though. Hopefully it's not too expensive on your part. Okay, cool. Zion is beautiful. I always thought if I ever was old and retired, I would get a plot of land and I would get 2 mini horses and I would name them Zion and Bryce. I want to be an old crazy horse person and I would just have 2 mini rescue horses. And I would just name them Zion and Bryce. It'd be amazing. Or like donkeys. They just exist in my backyard. Okay. You know, there are those crazy people though who demand a lot of money in weddings. And like, I'm just making sure you're okay. Because like, that can be intense, you know? My best friend. Medica 2 is my best fucking friend. I love it. And lilies. I love the lily system of White Mage. Oh my god. So overpowered. No mana issues here. Look away, everyone! What is that? That's for Gunbreaker. No, I don't really do enough of that. I guess I'll just pass on those. Alright, Inuash and Nero's gotta go. I think we'll still be good though. Alright, Inuash and Nero, I know you gotta go, so stay safe and eat cake, because the more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap. Remember to eat cake, everyone, and pudding. Pudding should be a normalized snack for adults. Okay. Who do you want me to roast, Jimmy? Let me go back. Actually, let me do a ready check real quick. Who do you want me to roast? Alright, no pressure though, Inuash and Nero. You know, if you got things to do, no pressure. refill. I think we can do it with 7. Or... yeah. 3 sounds intense. Zhao? From which... I don't know what you're talking about there. It has to be an NPC I know of. So you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. Okay. Alright, let's, I'm just gonna cue us in for this. I fought is this guy, who's actually kind of a piece of cake now that I think about it. I mean, there's a couple mechs. Oh, you mean this guy? We're farming extreme. I mean, it's dumb. They're like, the ruby weapon's supposed to be unstoppable. If the ruby weapon was unstoppable, you wouldn't have made 3 other weapons, you fuckers. Like, it's kind of just like really, really dumb. I mean, it's pretty easy fight. The weapons are nice. The drop rate's horrible. Could have been clear as the drop rate. Give us a fucking dragon, you dumb piece of metal. Gotta do a lot more DPS uses there. The Ruby Carbuncle is probably more powerful than this guy. Let's be real. The only thing is, like, the Ruby Carbuncle is, does take a long time. Everyone's wearing the same shirt. We're all wearing this shirt. Alright, the spinny things I think are over. But, like, once you know the mechs, this fight's not too bad. I don't know. They do all this hype about, oh, the ruby weapon's supposed to be unstoppable. We've got this whole soul forward thing. I'm like, if it was unstoppable, you wouldn't have made 3 more. I'm just saying. What are you two getting in a fight about? Bear, don't throw a hissy fit because Maple won't play with you, okay? Alright, which one is it? We gotta get on these, we gotta get on these. Alright, let me get people up. Red Mage gets up first. Maple's old, okay? She's 11. She's a glorified rogue. She doesn't want to play with people. She just wants to, like... She has her moments where she plays, but she's 11. She's an 11-year-old dog. Like, she wants to sleep. Maple's MO is just sleeping, okay? I'm dead. Yep, that was me. That was me. Dead, dead, dead. Okay. I don't know if Maple has grandkids. She definitely, like, she has a benign mammary tumor, which seems to indicate that she might have had puppies, and she has a tattoo, which well, I mean, it's phase 2, so even if we wipe, we'll go back, but like, she has a tattoo on her stomach, which indicates that she was spayed at like a veterinary free clinic. So she may have had 1 litter of puppies, but I don't know. She doesn't seem to have like, we had another dog that had puppies. Our dog Chloe had puppies, and Chloe, every time she would hear like a little puppy on like even like a video, or she would just hear something that sounded like a puppy, or even like a little anything that sounded like a baby animal, Chloe would get ecstatic trying to get to it. She would paw my computer trying to get to the noise, all that. Maple doesn't have that reaction, so I don't know if she's had puppies. If she has, maybe she just doesn't care. But Chloe was like ecstatic about trying to get to the puppy, the baby. Maple, on the other hand, doesn't really seem to have any indication of the noise. Oh, are we purposely wiping? Okay. To start at phase 2. This is a strategy. Yep, okay, there we go. Maple, you good? She's not gonna come over and say hi because I don't have food. She's made a nice little nest and she's not gonna get up from that. Alright, drive safely to Washington Nero. You're good. You got this. Have an amazing, amazing day. Getting a little bit snippy in chat because they died. Getting a little bit snippy in chat there. Oh, I don't want those. I'll roll in the weapon coffer though and the orchestrion scroll. But I do not want the little, like, monk weapons. Alright. Let me do a ready check. Cool. Let's go, let's go, let's go! mage is here! How are you? How are you? Did I accidentally pull that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. If I accidentally pulled that, I apologize. Or maybe somebody else accidentally pulled that, I don't know. Music from Emerald Weapon, because the Black Wolf Strikes Back is some of the best music ever in this game. Survive this. Getting out of this alive, am I? Nope, I was not getting out that alive. Okay. Woo, that is fast. Alright, good news is only 2 of us down, so it's not too bad. Oh, you making a nest, Maple? Maple, come here, come say hi. No. No. I'm not saying anything interesting. You're too busy nesting. Okay. Okay. You were very enthusiastic about this. Which is very, very... I don't know if I can show it. Here. Maybe that'll work? I don't know if you can see her making a nest. Can you see her making the nest? She's very enthusiastic about this. Very enthusiastic nest making. Oh, good nesting. Good nest, huh? You need to clear your nest back? It was a good nest. the shit out of this guy. Flare Mage initiating. Alright, look away. Okay. I have a couple more in me, and then I'm done. I got a couple more in me. Let me just respond to this. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Okay, never mind. It's up there. Alright, I got a couple more in me, so let's do a ready check. Alright, let's go. Talking about life, you know, the works. Just running. I mean, Maple made a nest. That was pretty cool. We got to watch Maple very enthusiastically make a nest. That's the most active Maple's been on stream. Alright, which one is this? Yeah, that killed me, okay. I was not good at stepping out of the sand. I got halfway there! Okay, things to do, so I'm not gonna pressure you. Hi, Inuyasha Nero! Hello! I hope everything went well. Hope it wasn't too stressful for ya. Yeah, Microsoft can be a lot. Yep, that can happen. Well, Alflin, when you get back into FF14, you will have a community waiting to welcome you. Okay, I'm only gonna run for like one more. So if you want to join for the last one, you can. Yeah, we have a spot available. Done that one yet. There we go! We got it! What is this? Scholar Arcana Summoner. I already have that. Really want the weapon chest. That's kind of it. Not a big deal, but like kind of. I have a couple in storage, so I should be good. And then with all these, I should be able to get some totems. All right, I have one more. So if you want to join us in Inuyasha Nero, I'll invite you. But I'm just gonna do it for one more run. Alright, let's go. Alright, well, they're leaving, so that's good that we got one more. Alright. This is gonna be the last one for me. There's Inuyasha Nero. Hello. you're good. You're good. It's all good. This is the last one. Hopefully everybody gets the dragons that they need. Let's go. Alright, alright. Let's focus on, let's go out with a bang. Try to do as much damage as I can. Because a white mage isn't a lot, but it's gonna happen. Miraculous. I'm not usually good at timing those things. I mean, you can kind of cheese it, but still. Should do that time. God damn. Alright. That's progress for me. I finally managed to get out of the sand pit. Oh no, this is the last run. We're just doing our last run. But welcome back, Violet. I hope everything went according to your plans. And if it did not, I hope you adapted successfully and stress-freely. You're good. You're all good. No pressure. No pressure. Again, I really want those wings. God damn. transformation initiating now. Alright, look away. Hell fucking yeah, let's go. I feel like this would take a lot shorter if we could skip that cutscene. I don't need that. I spelled everyone wrong. Wow, okay. I'm not a good speller. I can read. I can't spell for shit. Alright, yeah. I was done for the day. Okay. That was it for the day. I'm getting tired. Partly because I am so low on sleep. Alright, well, that is the end of the stream today. I hope you all have an amazing, wonderful day. If you want to, please join the Discord. I have a YouTube channel, the Orzian Glamour Collection. The Discord channel is just like upcoming projects, FF14 news, just like randomized stuff. So yeah, yeah, Discord, YouTube. I've got some other projects in the work that I'll be posting on Discord. Have a good day. Eat cake, because the more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap, and I want you to stay safe out there. So make sure you get your calories in. And make sure you get some sleep, as somebody who's an insomniac knows. So you are all valid and worthy and matter in this world, and I hope your day and your week goes amazing. I will see you on Sunday. Hopefully we will be running Hades. Maybe. That's the hope. Alright. So long, everyone.